come on. Whoops, I just turned my microphone. Can't. You guys can't even see that. I was going, because you can see the arm raises all the way up. Look at the microphone, because I was going like this. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic one out there. Hope you're ready for another Long Song Saturday as we dive into Ryuichi Sakamoto's album, Thousand Knives. This is his debut solo album, released in 1978. Of course, coming from Yellow Magic Orchestra, which we've listened to one of their albums before, and now I would like to listen to some solo music from Mr. Sakamoto, whose music I was introduced to through David Sylvian, of course, Forbidden Colors. I've heard a little bit of his music. I haven't heard anything from this album, but I've heard more of his piano pieces that he had come up with. His last album that he came out with before he passed, I'm forgetting the name of it now, but it has all the colorful, like, little scribbles on it. I've listened to that. I really like a lot of the piano music that I've heard from him, but I haven't really explored much. So this is my chance to listen to some of his solo material. We also listened to Yukihiro Takahashi's music as well, and I love that album, Neuromantic. That's a great album. So I'm curious to see what he does here on his solo stuff. This wasn't necessarily recommended by anyone. I'm sure that there are people that have recommended this particular album, but I'm really just listening to this because I wanted to listen to it for myself. So, you know, every once in a while I try to pull an album that I just want to listen to just because I'm interested, not necessarily because it was recommended. So this is going to be that album today. So there's not much more of an introduction I have to share with you. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that I enjoy it. Strap in, settle in. I don't have a drink. I'm supposed to have a drink so that before our album listen, like I go like, you know, here's to you. And I don't have one. I don't have anything. Listen, it's tradition. It's tradition. I got to do it. It's for tradition. I have to do it. Just listen. I'll be right back. Just wait for me, guys. Just wait. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Just walking down the hallway. I'm here. I'm coming back in the room. Closing the door. There you go. Listen, I just grabbed a water bottle. I just grabbed it. I have nothing. I just grabbed a water bottle. It's tradition. I have to do it. Anyways, before we dive into the album, press the like button, get it out the way. Subscribe if you haven't already. If it's your first time here, don't make it your last time here. And if it's your last time here, thank you so much for stopping by in the first place. I still appreciate you. If you want, you can support what I do on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You don't have to, but you very well can. Without further ado, my friends, let's go ahead and jump right on into the first track, which is Thousand Knives. And as always, here's to you. It's like a vocoder. Heavily vocoder. Oh, that's a good groove. Oh, that's good. This is good. I love the bubbling on the sides. And that bass come up. This sounds like the future. Kind of jazzy, just put through like this synthy filter. Love all the random percussive sounds as well. This is good. That was a great solo. Great stuff. This is a really fun listen. time. What a banger of an opening track. Thousand Knives. There's a lot to say about it, but there is one thing to say. That guitar solo, both of them. That is really good. So the guitar solo is by Kazumi Watanabe, who's playing the alembic guitar solo. What the heck is an alembic guitar? Oh, it's a type of it's a type of guitar, like from a company. Okay, it said alembic guitar, and I was like, what's? I've never heard of this type of guitar. Anyways, he just rips it up. He takes over the track, and it's just this wonderful, wonderful solo in there, perfectly placed. I couldn't think of anything better. I love all of the synth poppiness, the bubbling in the production, that bass, bum 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 bum. That way it rises on the end of every meter. This is a fun song. And with Yellow Magic Orchestra and from the music that we've listened to from either Mr. Sakamoto or, Takahashi, like they're just so filled with fun, a lot of bright, vibrant colors when it comes to the palette of the music. And here is definitely no less. This is an inorganic life form that is here. Like, and what I mean by that is like the music, for example, during part of the music, to me, it sounds very loungy. But it's not just like lounge jazz. It's like lounge jazz played through a plastic toy with just the way that like everything is put together and structured here. I don't know. It just sounds incredibly fun. It's very bubbly. It's very vibrant. Like it's a great atmosphere that Sakamoto has built here with all the different synths and drums and the basses and all of that stuff. It's just a joy to live in this particular world of the music. That is really, really cool. It opens... So I brought it up really quick so you guys could see as well, because I was trying to figure out what was happening in the beginning with that very heavily vocoded section. And what it is here's the lyrics, obviously in Japanese, but it's a recitation of the 1965 poem Jinggang Mountain by Mao Zedong. Hope I said any of that correctly. First chairman of the Chinese Communist Party and first ruler of the People's Republic of China. Sakamoto opens this song and, of course, the album by reciting the poem through a vocoder, with the main instrumental kicking in near the end of the poem. The translation reads as follows. I have long aspired to reach for the clouds, and I again ascend Jinggang Mountain. Coming from afar to view our old haunt, I find new scenes replacing the old. Everywhere orioles sing, swallows dart, streams babble, and the roads mount skyward. Once Gyeonggai is past, no other perilous place calls for a glance. Wings and thunder are stirring, flags and banners are flying wherever men live. 38 years are fled, with a mere snap of the fingers, we can clasp the moon in the ninth heaven, and seize turtles deep down in the five seas. Nothing is hard in the world if you dare to scale the heights. And I feel like the mountain that's being described here is perhaps being interpreted through the music and the way that it sounds, and we ascend in that music. I'm just curious. I'm assuming that this is a real mountain. I like to see, like, things that are mentioned. Man, that looks beautiful. That looks so, so cool. Can you imagine listening to that guitar solo and, like, crossing that? Like, that looks so, so cool. That looks like a cool place. Oh, is this a little, like, a park you can go to? A scenic area? Man, look at that scenery, guys. That's a beautiful green mountain. That looks amazing. And a little dam in here. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I do that sometimes. But that's really wonderful. I like the inspiration behind it. That's just a really great song with a fantastic guitar solo. That is really, really good. And actually, looking at the Wikipedia, it says that let's see, a poem written by Mountain who visited the mountains. Oh, I thought that this is talking about Mao Zedong going to the mountains. I thought that Ryuichi was going to the mountains and he was inspired there. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay, let's go and move on into the next track. Let's see, that is going to be Island of Woods. Here we go. Definitely in the woods now. It's a quick little run. This is walking alone in the night and in the woods, and something's scurrying behind you. Second synth underneath it. Got right on top. Sounds like water boiling. Or something bubbling. Really painting a picture here. I don't know where I am. I am in the depths of some very mysterious island. Something's hopping up towards us like a mechanical frog. This would make a great soundtrack for, like, I don't know, something. We stumbled upon a tribe, mid-ritual. We're just watching from afar. Some music that came through. Is that when the saints come marching in? There's a lot happening now. There's like some crackle in here. I think the tribe found us and we got killed. So Island of the Woods takes a completely different direction. Whereas the first track definitely went more into an experimental synth pop direction, this one's more in an experimental ambient kind of direction. And the first half of this track I actually really enjoyed. I actually like the ambience that's built up. I feel like the whole thing has this cinematic kind of feel to it. It feels like the soundtrack to some adventure film where, you and your crew arrive on this mysterious island and you're walking through the woods hearing these sounds, some that you recognize like birds, but then others that you don't recognize. And it's kind of like Sakamoto's taking us on this synthetic path through these woods, this island of woods, and hearing sounds that we know, hearing sounds we don't know. And not only the actual sound effects, but also the musical, is pastiches a word? No. The musical things that he throws into the song or into this track to kind of act like a new creature or a new sight or a new smell. I feel like he's trying to deliver those sensations to us, but in a different and completely new and experimental way through the music. When I listen to stuff like this, I can't help but have a story in my mind, and that's just how my mind, I guess, absorbs the music and makes it relatable in a way for me. So I saw us going through these woods, mysterious, seeing these creatures, this weird plastic frog start hopping towards us. Then we hear some music, we hear these tribal drums, and we come upon a tribe, and you hear some voices, you hear the drums, and then you also hear like a radio transmission somewhere in the back amongst there. And it was almost like this tribe had perhaps, we're not the first crew to arrive on this island, and the tribe is dancing around this fire. They have some drums, but there's also a radio playing. Like it was something that they had found from the previous crew that, spoilers, they didn't make it. And we're just listening and observing them. And then before long, we get a tip tap on our shoulder, and one of the tribesmen is behind us. And that's it. That song cuts out, and we're just left by the river. Like, that's the story that I see in my mind and that I hear being put down here. Like I said, I really do enjoy probably the first 2/3 of this track. I actually like the adventure that it takes us on, and I really like the ambience of it all and the experimentation. The last part, just for myself, it gets a little bit too dense and cluttered, and there's so much going on that I think it kind of took away from the previous atmosphere. But it's not like it's bad. It reminds me in some ways of like Heaven and Hell from Vangelis. It reminds me of like something like that, where it's a different type of ambience. This may not be a relaxing type, but more of a narrative driven, but just in its own instrumental way kind of type. And I do appreciate that. It's not something I would listen to on my own, really ever, to be honest. But I definitely appreciate it, and it's not something that I regret listening to. Let's move on into the next track here, which is going to be Grasshoppers, which here, every, summer or whatever, we have these giant grasshoppers called lubber grasshoppers. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but they are huge. Like they're huge. Look at these things. Like, they're big. Like, this is not an exaggeration. No, they're actually, like, just absolutely, like, ginormous. And there'll be, like, tons of them everywhere. Like, you want to avoid stepping on them because they're just so big, but, God, I used to be so scared of those things, then I realized, like, it's okay. They're not really that big a deal. Grasshoppers, here we go. That's really hypnotic to me. The final note. This is playful. I like how that grew up. Synth horns? There you go. There you go. Ending the first side of the album with Grasshoppers. What I love about this piano-driven piece is that, from what I can see of the personnel, it's just Sakamoto, who's handling a lot of the piano, a lot of the synth, of course, and then Yuji Takahashi on this particular track. I've never heard of Yuji Takahashi, but they are a composer, pianist, critic, conductor, and author as well. And what I really like is this is basically just two pianists, two keyboardists, doing their thing. From what I'm assuming, Takahashi is really taking that main piano groove and that main piano melody that's happening throughout, which is absolutely lovely, shifting very quickly and very dynamically between playful and artsy and then something more dramatic, right? Like the main meat of this sandwich is more dramatic, but both sides are incredibly playful. And I would assume that Sakamoto is probably handling the synths behind everything. At one moment while the song is beginning, and the piano is starting to start its melody in the front part, you hear underneath like more piano and eventually some synth kind of starts underneath that. I'm assuming Yuji's probably starting it, and then Ryuichi is, taking over the synths underneath and adding that more bubbly color to everything, which is so fun. And then even during the main meat of it all, it's not an actual bass being played. It's, I'm assuming, going to be Sakamoto once again playing synth bass on the keys. But I like that adds to the mood of it. I like how we kind of get into that particular piece of drama. It just feels very well conducted, very well led. It sounds great. And already on just the first half of this album, we've gone from something very synth poppy and groovy to ambient and experimental to just a straightforward piano piece. And I think that there's a lot of personality being shown here, and you can clearly hear where Sakamoto and what Sakamoto brings to the Yellow Magic Orchestra. That's awesome. We're going to move on to the next side of the album, the next track here. And the next side, here on side 2, the first track is going to be definitely in German, Das neue Japanische elektronische Volkslied, which I understand definitely the new Japanese electronic music, maybe? Maybe we're kind of going to like a more Kraftwerk direction with like the what's the German music? Kraftwerk and Can sometimes. What's the German electronic? Tangerine Dream and stuff. Not Berlin School of Music. Berlin School. I got it. Just give me a little bit, I'll always get it. Not always. Here we go. It's already very Kraftwerkian. Already. Almost has a reggae beat where the drum placement is. 3, 4. Always on the 3. It's a good lead melody, too. Nice ascension. I like how those clicks come in at an odd time apart from this. I got it. Okay, big break. He's saying something on the vocoder, but it just shows me as an instrumental. That slightly came in. click in there now, a louder one. This is incredibly playfully hypnotic. It's the best way to put this. Sounds deeper this time. So if my assumption about this track with its title is correct, then you can definitely feel a Kraftwerkian kind of influence in here, a little bit of Tangerine Dream, and probably a bunch of other stuff that I'm not familiar with. But my assumption is that this is Sakamoto trying his hand at, the Berlin School of Music and, that German kind of electronic sound. And he does a wonderful job of giving us that sound, but at the same time still sticking true to the sounds that we're familiar with from him, because his sounds are typically very bright and colorful, like I said, very vivid, all these bubbles and this playful synths and these kind of orchestral touches as well. Actually thinking about it, like that lead that comes in, ba da 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 da, like that, it's very orchestrated. It sounds very like, it wouldn't sound out of place if you replace the synth with a violin or a string section, a quartet, and gave it that life, and it would sound very, very romantic and classical. And so I like how he takes all these different influences and just puts them through this kind of filter in his plastic synthy kind of way. And it always sounds really, really cool. I love that lead. I like the beat, especially how it's always on the 3. For me, it gives me like a reggae kind of feel, that da 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 da, like that. That sounds really, really cool. I love that break where the music begins to ascend and climb upon each other with these really nice layers. It just brings a different kind of start value to it all, and then it circles itself right back again. But even though the music, when you figure those parts out, is predictable in a sense, it's never predictable because there's always these so many subtleties that are building underneath everything. And I think that's where a lot of the masterful devil in the details kind of comes in, with just how he layers it all and takes things out, puts things in, puts things on the left, puts things on the right. Like, it's just very, very interesting the way he does that. Now, what I was calling those clicking sounds were actually castanets that were performed by Tatsuro Yamashita. So I think it's interesting that that they were brought in strictly just for the castanets. And Tatsuro Yamashita is a Japanese singer-songwriter who is known for pioneering the city pop style of music. You know, I love city pop, but I have never heard of Tatsuro Yamashita. He is known for his collaborations with Maria Takeuchi on her many songs, including Plastic Love. Now that's the classic. That's the classic song. If you don't know Plastic Love, you've not lived. Have you not heard Plastic Love? I'm gonna play a snippet of it, just a snippet, because I don't see how anyone hears this song and doesn't like it in some way. Hold on, you give me a second. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Listen to that group. Hold on. I'll bring you guys up. You can come here. Oh yeah. Hold on, and then let me get to the chorus. It's probably like right there. You don't know what you're missing. That's such a banger of a song. If you haven't heard Plastic Love, you have my permission to click off of this video. Go listen to it, but make sure you come back. That's a really good track. And with this one also, there is some more vocoded vocals that come in, or at least it sounds like it. But the my lyric site only shows that this is instrumental, so I have no idea what he's saying in there. So, and I did really quickly Google to see if I could find it. I can't. So, if anyone knows what he's saying in there, go ahead and let me know. In the meantime, let's move on to the next track, which is not Plastic Love, which you should listen to, but Plastic Bamboo. Here we go. That's a fun song, or fun sound. Sounds just like beatboxing. It's a good groove though. Bubbles and spit it on. That's a nice little bass rise, huh? I can imagine the slap bassist playing that bass line. That'd be so fun. It sounds like someone beatboxing on that. so catchy. Even though there's no lyrics, it's so catchy. That high-pitched sound in the back, I thought someone was like here. Sometimes there's so many sounds, it scares me. There's your breakdown. Serious melody there too. It bounces between these big like swaths and then these little playful notes. I think a new genre name has to be made for Plastic Bamboo. I vote that we name a new genre for Plastic Bamboo, and it's not going to be called hip hop or trip hop. I think we vote and call it cute hop because it has the beat and the groove of hip hop and such, but the sounds, the melodies are just to me so cute. This is the essence of kawaii in this beat with a beat in the group that goes hard. That is such a fun melody. And the way that the track dances back and forth between playfulness like that is just abounding in playfulness, like a cute little bunny hopping in the woods. And then the bigger chords that come in and add a little bit of drama. So not too much, it doesn't completely change the way the music grows and the way it goes, but it does give us another aspect of exploration within this particular rhythm. And I think that sounds so cool the way he does that. It's a 6-minute track that doesn't get boring. I like the little bits of experimentation that take place in there. The groove, the snare sound that's used. I don't see. Let me look. I don't want to say, because I can almost promise you that sound is someone going like like beatboxing, but with the snare, and like Sakamoto just sampled that, assigned it to a key, and just put that in there. It sounds like someone like just like that. I don't know. That is a funny sound. And isn't it interesting how he makes these funny almost awkward and weird sounds work. Somehow he makes all this work. That's good. That's really good for someone to take these things and like to make it actually sound relatively reasonable, and it makes sense in the music. I think that is a big talent unto itself. And on this one, you have Pecker, who's handling the Sin drum solo on this track. Well, I have nothing to say on that. I do have something funny that I just saw as well. So you do have Yukihiro Takahashi on this particular album. He's not doing anything musically. No. He's the fashion coordination. And I mean, listen, the album cover, that's a good album cover. That's good. That's good. Yukihiro Takahashi, he is on the album cover too, because he chose all the clothing here. Let's go ahead and move on into the final track here, which is going to be End of Asia, which is an A. Please clap. That almost string sound, like a digital harpsichord. Felt like a little change. That synth just came up underneath it all. Nice run. Nice use of the dropout too. guitar came back. It is back. You're wanting that guitar back. You got it. You got it. Just a little outro, just a little something there at the end, just to put you on notice that it's the conclusion. End of Asia is probably a great summation of everything that we've had before. It's once again very playful, very groovy, but at the same time, it has those bits of synthetic experimentation with the synths and the keyboard lines. It's just as catchy as the previous track with Plastic Bamboo, but at the same time, it is, of course, its own beast. And I like how each of these 6 tracks do... Well, they do have their own personality. Clearly, the first 3, I mean, they're completely different from each other. But even as you move forward through the other ones, they all do have their own unique individual personality. While at the same time, I guess very noticeably, from Sakamoto, or at the very least, it's Yellow Magic Orchestra or someone related, right? I like this song. I actually don't have a ton to say about it. I really did. I didn't have anything extra to say about it, so I like it. I think it's a great ending for the album. There was genuinely nothing else I had to say. Oh, except one thing, I suppose. The guitar comes back, and man, does it come back good, shredding. If you missed it the first time around, you got a third helping. That's when you listen. That's when you go to your aunt's house and you have her special baked macaroni that you only get once or twice a year, and you have a nice big old spoonful of that. You say, "Oh my God, that's so good! I got to go back for seconds." And you go back for seconds, and at the second one, you're like, "I don't know if I can handle it anymore." But then you had to have one more for the road, and you get 1/3 scoop right then and there. Looking at some of the information for this album, come on now. Let's see. Of course, we already know how it begins. Let's see. On original copies of the album, the first entire side was indexed as one 24-minute or 40-second long track. That's kind of interesting. I mean, you get a lot of diversity in those 3 tracks. That's for sure. The second side of the album contains varied musical pieces. End of Asia uses the same melody as Hiromi Hosono's Worry Beats from Paraiso, though Sakamoto has claimed that the use was entirely coincidental. Have not explored Hosono's solo work, so he would definitely be next up, now that we've hit Sakamoto and Takahashi. And the coda uses the melody of The East is Red, the national anthem of the People's Republic of China during the Cultural Revolution. Thus, the album as a whole summarizes Sakamoto's then interest in Chinese history. It says here, Thousand Knives is a staple of Sakamoto's repertoire, being rearranged in many different forms here. Where did the name... here we go. The album is named after Henry Michaud's description of the feeling of using mescaline in Miserable Miracle. What's mescaline? Something close to LSD and psilocybin. Okay. So, something in that realm. Anyways, this was a cool album to listen to. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It was a quick... Well, an hour and 8 minutes. Depending on your definition of quick. It was a quick album to listen to, but I really enjoyed this one. I would say very easily Thousand Knives is my favorite track, and then probably Plastic Bamboo. I think that's proper. Yeah, I feel good with that. So Thousand Knives and Plastic Bamboo are my favorite tracks, but let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Follow me over on Twitter. Support the channel on Patreon. Thank you as always for being here. Come back tomorrow. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all later, guys. Bye-bye.